Hello and welcome to Flooring Models Kit View Time. Today we've got the Lancia Delta in 1/24 scale by Beemax, or is it Ashima? Can never work out. It's like a joint collaboration thing through them. Again, we've seen a bit of a flurry really of cars being re-released and new kits coming out, so we thought we'd have a good look at them. So, the very famous Lancia Delta S4, okay, Monte Carlo Rallye, 1986, okay, a nice little bit of box art on there. Obviously that gorgeous martini, very much the 80s sort of scheme from rallying, okay, colour call-outs down in there as well. Kit number for this one is number 23, as simple as that. Okay, now don't think that this is in the kit. This is actually an aftermarket part. It's separate photo etch and a few other bits, seat belts, a little bit of antenna. That's a separate set that is available to buy, which number 098868 on that one, and a couple more pictures all the way around. All right, so in the box we are greeted. That's going to sit there. Some very nice plastic, and again, it seems to be, I don't know if it's just me, but recently plastic doesn't have that plastic colour to it anymore. They seem to be very much like, if you've ever built sort of stormtroopers and anything from sort of Star Wars from Bandai, you'll know what I mean. That white plastic is almost like it's been pre-painted. Very similar to this as well. So when you sort of open up the box, you're greeted by all of these parts. Okay, various parts as you can see down in here. A couple of things are the clear ones down in there. Some nice decals. Okay, so let's move that out of the way. Molly, out. Oh, out. Molly, come on, out. So, looking very nice. Obviously, this is other things they do. Some of their other cars that are available as well. Some very nice ones down in there. Okay, nice colour sheet on that one. And then obviously we've got the instructions, so we'll start right in there. So, as we said before, various call-outs, as you can imagine, down in there. Then obviously you've got some pictures for actually the bodywork and things like that. Nice to see we get an engine, so a little bit of detailing. You have a very nice detailed engine as well. So we've got all the sort of engine detail going down in there. Then obviously the cooling system and everything else. We've got the gearbox being fitted down in there, the drive shaft, engine and everything else are being fitted in as you go. Again, some of these call-outs are for aftermarket parts going in here as well. Okay, so as I said, remember, we don't actually get some of these like photo etch for the brake discs, things like that. They are obviously an optional extra with those. All right, anyway, we've got obviously all the transmission, drive shaft, and basically the running gear all being fitted down into that one right the way through. Okay, and then working our way through on the floor plan system and all the rest of it. Cooling with the radiators, all of those going in. Fuel tank, things like that. Dashboard, obviously call-outs for the dash and everything else. Fire extinguishers, usual thing you'll find in rally car. The seats, harnesses, again, aftermarket bits and pieces for the harnesses that aren't included in there. I presume you'll get like the sort of decal option of those. All right, again, these areas which are in grey are the aftermarket ones, so we'll concentrate on the other bits. But generally, you've got the roll cage all being fitted down into there, the wheel system being fitted in. Going there, those with the hubs, and then the actual bodywork parts going in. Lots of various other parts going in with this one. Some mesh work going in for the actual grills and things, and then all the parts being added on the spoilers on the back end, right the way through to windscreen wipers and aerials and all your bits being fitted down into this one. The windscreen, all those areas going down in, and then bodywork front and rear, which is nice, so we can have this showing open or closed to show the good amount of detail that's the inside. Again, photo etch mud flaps if you're having those as well. And that is it. So again, it's one of these ones where it's a nice kit because you've got good detail and you can go further, so you can add aftermarket to it, or if you wanted to, you could build it just straight out of the box and have it all closed up. So just need a knife to try. There we go. We've actually got open bags here. Quite a nice touch. So we were saying before, the quality of the plastic is far superior of what it used to be, because it has got this good solid colour to this. So that's your three parts of the actual bodywork. So we've got the rear part down in there, we've got the mid, again very nicely done, good solid colour on these ones right the way through, and then we've got this front bonnet section, okay, with the front rings and skirts. Then we've got down in here some more of the bodywork on these as well, very nicely done on those, okay. Okay, it's just a case of working our way through. Let's have a look at the floor plan area. Okay, we can carefully get into these. So again, we've got the actual main tub itself and some of the rear chassis parts. Done again, very nice. And we've got the fronts. Again, good, solid all the way through. Then we've got the floor pan system, good raised bolt detail on that as well. Very nice to see those parts just like that. Okay. Then we got these, we won't worry really popping these out, you can see them in the bag for the actual hubs and the inner parts as well. Again, very nicely done. Then in here we've got some of the engine parts. We can get in. Okay, so down in here, as I said before, you've got your engine parts right the way through. It's not the most detailed engine, let's face it, but again, that's where you can come in with a little bit of aftermarket, a little bit of wiring detail, you know, photo etch. You have got the upgraded set if you did want to go down there, but generally all the parts are right here. A little bit of flash just down here on the dash. The rest of it is no problems whatsoever. The pedals are sort of moulded into the bottom of the dash as well already. Again, good clean moulds all the way through, no problem with sort of, you know, real flash, just a little bit. There's no sink marks anywhere that I've seen. Very, very nice indeed. And then down in here, we've actually got the seats, which are very, very nice indeed. We've got the exhaust system, that's looking good. We've got the inner door cards, things like that, right the way in. Again, a really nice mixture of recessed and raised details on these ones. There's a little bit of burring, so you know, you might want to whip around some of the pipe work just to clean off the seam line between the two halves of the mould. Got the drive shaft, no problem with those whatsoever. Very nice indeed. And then down in here, you can get in tiny little bags. More details. So we've actually got the main roll cage system, exhaust, things like that on these ones. Again, good, clean parts right the way through. Very, very detailed on these ones. Okay, and then obviously we've got the cooling system, some of the fire extinguishers, we've got the turbo, all the various air parts down in there, manifold, and obviously we've got the brake discs. Looking very nice indeed, no problem with that. Okay, then we've got some chromey parts, so some nice little bits down in there for the headlights, tail lights, and some hubs on those. Then in here, we said before, we got the tyres. Get into them, and we've got a little bit of mesh. So we've got a little bit of mesh down in here. We've got some poly caps, as you might expect, and then we've got these, which have got a huge lump in here, so you're going to have to cut that out. Generally, though, we have got some details down in there. We've got a little bit of sidewall detail, but we've got no actual markings from tyre manufacturers, so the Pirelli ones we assume are going to be decals down onto those. But you say, looking like licorice sweets down in those. Okay, so next up we got the clear parts. Don't think we really need to unbag these. We can see these absolutely crystal clear, front and sides. All the windows down in there, that's very nice indeed. And then again on these ones, we've got the inner one, and then obviously down here for the floor pan system, clear one in the middle, and then obviously all the headlights and things like that. Very nice indeed. And the last to look at is the decals. Okay, so inside the decals, we will have a proper look at these, because again, interesting these days that there actually does say Martini on it. So it's nice to see the licensing has come along. So we've got a couple of the windscreen ones just down in there, and then over here, these are absolutely gorgeous. Very, very nice indeed. Beautifully printed, good solid colour with the Martini ones right the way round. Actually really very, very nice. And there you have it. If you're a Lancia fan, you're going to go and buy this kit anyway, no matter what I say. But I honestly have to say, I love the way you've got that gorgeous detail front and rear. You can open up the actual the back and the front end to show off the cooling system down the rear end, things like that, and your engine detail. Again, there is an aftermarket set available for this one to go through to bring out even more details. But what sells it for me is this. The markings are absolutely 1980s, and as a 70s and 80s child, this is what I grew up watching on telly and things like that, and it was your heroes of the sort of motoring age, things like that, so it's an absolute must. you.